Yo, what's going on, YouTube? Welcome to my corner of the world. We are here for another reaction to Absolute Superman. This time we have the third part, Final Days on Krypton. Last time, last time Lois was shooting Kal-El in the face. That was not fun, even though he was trying to save her life. She kept blasting him in the face. They were getting jumped. They were getting shot at, and Lois was getting shot at by her own people, by the way, which was insane. We saw that his black suit can create this like red dust that forms his cape, which is really cool. He saved her, he saved some other people, and then they got free of the handcuffs, and then he just took off. And that is where we left off with that episode. So now here we are. Let's see what is going to happen. Links to the original video will be in the description if you want to check it out on your own. Let's run this up.
Kal-El ended up on Earth fighting the Lazarus Corp after escaping Krypton. But what happened on Krypton that caused the Man of Steel to be sent away? Welcome to the Comic Story and Complete Story series, where we take trade paperbacks and single issues and we break them down into digestible bites to help you understand. Then we read them dramatically back to you. All alterations to the panels, text, and images are to prevent copyright problems, and all art is owned by its respective companies. If you enjoy these stories, be sure to support the industry and go check them out at your local comic shop. Absolute Superman by Jason Aaron continues today with issue number 3, giving us a better look at the Krypton of the Absolute Universe. I hope you enjoy. Krypton. 6 years ago, Kal-El lives a happy life, though he doesn't fall into the mold of a normal Kryptonian child. He was never coordinated enough for sports, always pushed aside by the bigger, more aggressive kids.
Yeah,
so he knew
like that.
he would never qualify for the Law Guild Training Academy. When it came to his studies, his grades were never good enough to get him into the Science Academy. He didn't like to speak up in class and was always forced to speak with his teachers about the problem. But Kal didn't care. He wanted to work in the Laborers Guild, like his parents. He loved the Redlands, loved to run through the fields with his dog Krypto. His two favorite people in the world were his parents. They would take him for hikes and camping in the purple prairies and rolling pink hills of the Kryptonian countryside. One day, they were hiking into the Red Crystal Caverns, and his parents stopped him. "Kal, we wanted to talk to you about something, son," Jor-El told Kal. His parents explained that Kal's teacher has reached out to them. She said that you've refused to utilize the Science League's Luminarium for your reports, that instead you're writing them yourself, Lara continues. Kal nods, hanging his head as he explains that he just enjoys writing. "My words make me happy," he says softly. Both Kal's parents kneel before their son, pointing out that by not using the Luminarium, Kal is challenging 3,000 years of Kryptonian tradition. Suddenly, they both smile and ruffle his hair. "Keep it up," they say.
Keep it up.
Kal is
Keep
shocked.
breaking
"I don't care about your
tradition. Keep
grades.
breaking the mold.
You're the sharpest, most caring kid in the world. We trust you to find your own path," Lara tells him. Kal smiles and tells his parents that he knows he wants to be a laborer and live in the Redlands like them. All three stare out at the Kryptonian plains.
This planet does
the
look
red sun
beautiful, by the
setting in
way.
the distance. The rest of the day was a happy one for Kal, but he didn't know that Jor-El was working, continuing to extract samples from the red crystals, hoping that his findings were wrong, but they weren't. But Kal was aware of the change in his parents. Ever since his father's accident at the mines, he had been distant, distracted. He was constantly going out and taking samples, and Lara used all of her free time to work on something in the garage. Kal would check on them from time to time, overhearing bits and pieces of conversation. "We're going to need more sunstone, just to be sure," Lara called one night, unaware that Kal was watching from the doorway. "Lara, we don't have much time," Jor told her, explaining that he's almost ready to bring his findings to the Science League, and that hopefully they won't ignore all his evidence. "I know, Jor, but when they throw you out of the building and come here and try to take everything we've built, I need to know we'll be done trying to reason with the people who don't respect our voices," Lara had told him. Kal didn't know what they meant, but could tell and his parents were worried. Cal turned away from the garage, distracted by Krypto's barking. Clicking on his flashlight, he shines it at something in the grass. A rabbit was dead. Its body seemed to burn away from a strange green.
That is horrifying. Imagine being a child and finding this. Like, you got its... Is this his bones? Or is this just its burnt up skin? I mean, regardless, this looks horrible. If I was a child and I found that, I think I might actually vomit. Like, this is... Ugh. You know it can't smell good either. And I have a pretty strong sense of smell, so that would... Oh, that would mess me up.
Aw, what happened to the little guy, Krypto? Cal whispered. He moved the light around, shocked to find more creatures.
Yeah, you know it can't smell good.
Krypto, where's my bike? Cal whispered. So, Cal did a little investigation of his own. Riding his hoverbike through the plains, he found that the plant life had also suffered from the strange gas that rose up from beneath the earth. Herds of zerts were driven crazy and stampeded off cliffs. Fish were dying off in the Kogo Lake, their bodies floating to the surface of the tainted water. Strange events were happening all over Krypton, and Cal began to write. One of the things he enjoyed most about everything he'd seen, gathering evidence. A week after this started, his class was taking a field trip to the Kandor Science League. Along the way, they saw several events that were reported as natural disasters. Cal continued to write, finishing his story. Before he could stop himself, he had submitted his findings and story to his school's
natural disasters on a
Before
field
they
trip
had
is
even
crazy.
arrived in the city, the story was wiped from the school board, and the notes deleted remotely from Cal's computer by the Science League. Cal was dismayed, but followed his class into the Science League. While the other children talked about how they couldn't wait to join the league and work in the city, Cal looked out the window in bewilderment. Why would anyone want to work this far from the ground? He questioned as he looked down at the city far below. But the class was suddenly interrupted by yelling from the hallway. "No! I have to see them!" Jor-El shouted as the guards tried to pull him away. Cal stepped out, shocked to see his father. "You have to listen! I'm a geological engineer. I know what I'm talking about. Your lives are in danger!" Jor-El continued, but the captain of the guard shakes his head. "Scientific heresy. Threatening officers of the Law Guild? You don't know when to quit, do you, laborer? Let's go," the guard says.
Why did he say that with the hard R, though? Is that just me, or did it low-key sound like he was using a hard R? He made that sound like a slur. Like, brother.
"You don't know when to quit,
Chill.
do you, laborer? Let's go," the guard says. Jor turns
This
and
guard
sees Cal,
sounded like he was
shouting for
using
him
that
to
word
head
as
home
a
and tell his
slur.
mother what happened. But his words are interrupted as
In
one
the
of the guards
face?
tases him. Cal rushes
Bruh.
at the guards, but they just knock him away. "Get out of here, kid." The guard snaps as they drag Jor-El off. Later, Cal returned to the farm, running to tell his mother what's happened. He quickly fills her in as she heads to the garage. "Listen to me carefully, Cal," Lara says as she slides open the door and begins to grab gear. "I want you with me for this. But if anything goes wrong, you get on your bike and you come back here as fast as you can, and you go straight into that garage and call for Sol, okay?" Lara says to Cal as she rushes inside the garage. But Cal is
Props on her
confused
for
as
actually
to who
accepting
Sol
his help.
is. "Hello, I am Sol. How can I be of service?" A computer voice calls from the shadows, but Lara waves it away. "What are you gonna do, Mom?" Cal asks meekly. Lara suddenly turns around, now clad in strange glowing armor and carrying a big gun. "I'm gonna get your dad back," she says simply. Later, at the Law Guild office, the doors suddenly explode inward as Lara steps through with her cannon, aided by Krypto, who has a strange red dust cape. "Jor-El! Find him, Krypto!" Lara shouts as she keeps firing the lava cannon. The guards move to fire back, but Krypto moves at blinding speed,
my lord.
bringing them down quickly. Jor stares in shock from his cell. Crypto, he gasps. The dog barks and wags its tail. Suddenly, after a few more explosions.
Nah, that looks hard. That looks hard. This kind of reminds me of the Black Panther suit a little bit with the mask. Nah, that looks hard. The mask, the suit, the red dust cape, and then you got the cannon right here. Nah, bruh. This shot is hard.
Lara steps through the door, her armor sliding away to reveal her smiling face. Guess the suit works, Jor tells her, and she nods. You're an idiot. Let's go home, my love, she tells him. But Cal is out in the main chamber, and he hacks into the Law Guild computers, trying to learn the truth. He is shocked to find that the science clerics know the truth about everything that is happening to the planet, and have for some time. They have begun work on spaceships, hoping to save themselves from the disaster that will befall Krypton. But Cal keeps typing, wanting to get the story to the people, and he publishes it from the Law Guild computer.
So he already had that being a journalist.
Know the truth about the Science League and what's happening to
in this universe. Okay.
Later,
that's
the
cool.
family returns to the farm, and Jor and Lara begin to tell Cal the truth, but he stops them. Krypton is dying, Cal finishes for them. He looks at his parents in shock and motions to the garage where he has been spying on their work. And you want to shoot me into space to save me, all alone, he says, tears beginning to form in his eyes. But Jor and Lara kneel down and hug their son. I'm not going, not without you, Cal gasps. But Lara shakes her head. We'd never shoot you into space by yourself, she whispers. They lead him into the garage and show him the completed spaceship, much larger in size than he thought. We're going together, his parents explain.
What's
Cal
gonna
looks
go
up
wrong,
at the
though?
spaceship in wonder. So, where are we going? Cal whispers. The present day, Central Kansas, at the Smallville Senior Living Facility. The nurses shake their heads in sadness, talking about how Martha Kent keeps asking for her son, but they know she doesn't have any next of kin. In her room, Martha holds up a hand, looking out the window. Angel, where did you go? Fly back to me, my sweet angel boy, back to where you belong.
Aww.
And so concludes
And
issue
it ends
number
like
3
that?
of
Wow.
Absolute Superman. Krypton is dying, and now all of Krypton knows it. But what about Martha Kent asking for her non-existent son? Does this mean something is wrong with this universe? You'll have to subscribe to the channel to find out next.
Nah, man, things are getting really heated up. So early, too. I know that there are at least like 10 episodes in this playlist for this, and things are heating up this quickly. Like, nah, Clark? Well, I guess he's not really called Clark in this universe, at least not that we know of. Kal-El, this dude, I just can't get over it. He really had a whole life on Krypton in this universe, and I'm loving that we get to actually see it. You know, we're getting a lot more of Krypton in this than I thought that we were ever going to, because like normally with Superman you don't get much of his life on Krypton because he doesn't really have one. It's mainly just his parents, or maybe we see Kara's life on Krypton before she was shipped off world. But getting to see Kal-El actually have a life on Krypton where he's going to school, he's like breaking the status quo, where he's like he's not good enough for sports and he's not really academically like focused, like he just gets by, where he has like his own interests, and like this is really cool. I'm loving that we get to see this for him. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what happens now that all of Krypton knows that the planet is dying. So yeah, let's see what happens in the next episode. I will catch you guys in the next one. If you enjoyed my reaction, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I would really appreciate it. And yeah, peace out for now.